Hi everyone, I'm your good friend Toby. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a fabric that's both soft and magical, silk. Have you ever touched a really smooth bedsheet or pajamas? Most soft clothes are made from cotton, but the most luxurious ones might come from silk. The secret of silk actually lies in a tiny creature called the silkworm. Yes, these little bugs love munching on mulberry leaves. And when they grow up, they spin a long strand of silk to wrap themselves in a cocoon. If you gently unwind a cocoon, the silk thread inside might be over 3,000 feet long, longer than 10 football fields combined. But how did people discover this secret? Legend has it that thousands of years ago, a Chinese empress was drinking tea under a mulberry tree when a silkworm cocoon fell into her hot tea. The heat of the water softened the cocoon. And when she gently pulled, a shiny silk thread unraveled. That's how silk was born. Want to know how cocoon becomes silk? Let's follow this painting. Sericulture, the process of making silk. First, raising silkworms. Since they only eat mulberry leaves, ancient Chinese farmers planted many mulberry trees. They eat and eat, growing up in just 1 month. Second, boiling cocoons to unwind silk. After the silkworms form cocoons, workers boil them in hot water to soften them, then carefully pull out the silk threads. Although the silk from one cocoon is very long, it's too thin, so weavers need threads from hundreds of cocoons to make a single bolt of cloth. Third, dyeing and weaving. The extracted threads are dyed in various colors. Then woven into fabric on a loom. Chinese craftsmen could even weave brocade with intricate patterns. From then on, China became the only country in the world that knew how to make silk. This secret was strictly guarded for thousands of years. If someone tried to smuggle silkworms out of China, they could even be punished. But silk was so popular that merchants worldwide wanted it. Thus, a trade route connecting the East and West was born, the Silk Road. wasn't just one road. It was a vast trading network connecting China, India, the Middle East, and Europe. Merchants carried silk, spices, jewels, and even ideas and culture, traveling by camel or on foot across deserts and mountains. Look at this Qing dynasty silk embroidered imperial robe. During China's Ming and Qing dynasties, such silk garments were considered luxuries used in imperial ceremonies or as diplomatic gifts. Besides clothing, silk was also used for painting. Take this Southern Song Dynasty painting titled Hermitage by a pine-covered bluff, for example. The smooth texture of silk enhances the ink-wash diffusion effect, showcasing the elegant style of literati painting. As a medium for art, silk is both lightweight and durable, ideal for long-distance transport. Beyond clothing and painting, knowledge of Buddhism, mathematics, and astronomy also spread worldwide via the Silk Road. Do you know silk was even used as currency? In ancient times, one bolt of silk could be traded for a horse or a bag of jewels. Now, let's do an experiment. Let's drop water on silk and cotton. Can you guess which dries faster? The answer is silk, because it absorbs less water. Ancient merchants often used it to wrap valuables to protect them from moisture. Weren't they clever? Silk isn't just soft, it's incredibly strong. If you compare silk thread and steel wire of the same thickness, silk is actually more durable. Ancient warriors even used silk as lining for their armors. When an arrow struck, silk would help reduce injury. Today, in some parts of China, people still use ancient silk-making methods, raising silkworms, boiling cocoons, unwinding silk, and weaving. Although modern technology can produce synthetic silk, the highest quality silk still comes from China. If you were a silk merchant, what would you take to trade? Spices, gems, or bolts of shiny silk? Next time you touch silk, imagine this. The soft fabric in your hands was once spun by silkworms, traveled across deserts and mountains, and endured thousands of years of history to reach you. The story of silk is a story of human wisdom, adventure, and friendship. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.